All right. Good afternoon. My name is Mr. Street. I will be your counselor here at Daily Bread Behavioral Health. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Tinker. What we're about to do today is called a Biopsychosocial Assessment, and that basically gives me some information, a lot of information actually, to get an idea of where you're at, how you got here, and how best I can serve you. So I have quite a few questions I'd like to ask, and if you're ready to begin, we can get it started. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, Mr. T, what is your date of birth?
I'm afraid to.
It's okay.
June 24th, 1997.
1997. Okay, fairly young man. So that would put you at about how old? 97, and this is 25. So you're roughly coming up on 28, 27 years old right now. Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. And clearly you present as you are a male. Tell me a little bit about your cultural background, your ethnicity.
American, I think.
Yeah, well, African American. I mean, it's pretty much apparent. Are your parents from the United States or?
Yes, both of my parents are. My father's from D.C. and my mother is from Annapolis, Maryland.
Okay. And I take it your primary language is English, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So now that we've kind of got that little formal information out, let me ask you this: what brings you here today?
What brings me?
In the treatment.
I think I may have. The judge told me I needed to come here because I have an alcohol problem, but I don't necessarily agree with him.
Okay. So when you said the judge ordered you here, did you catch a DUI? Were you arrested for driving under influence, or?
Well, that's what they said, but they don't have any evidence because I refused to blow.
Okay. Let's see. How long have you been drinking?
I guess a better question would be, how long have I not been
How
drinking?
long have you not been drinking? Okay. With that being said,
I think I started when I was 9.
9? Okay.
Yeah, but I'm from a family where we're wine connoisseurs.
Okay.
We drink wine every night.
Every night.
Every night. It's a part of a meal. We're not winos. We don't drink low shelf shit. We drink high stuff.
Gotcha.
So I ain't no alcoholic.
So your parents were the ones that introduced you to alcohol?
Yeah, and they drink every night too.
Okay.
We are wine connoisseurs, not alcoholics.
Well, let me ask you this. In that regard, how much do you consume in a daily setting? How many glasses or wine bottles would you say you consume in a day?
I would say we do 2 with dinner.
When you say we, you're speaking of it. I'm speaking of you alone, personally.
If I have a friend over, we'll have 2 with dinner.
2 bottles?
Yeah, maybe a couple of shorties after dinner, cocktails.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. And how long has that been going on?
Oh,
God.
God.
That frequent, that amount?
Maybe 30 years.
Okay, 30, but you're only 27.
Well, let's say.
So if you
Let's
take
say-
27
let's say
times
about
to
10.
10. You say you've been drinking. You started drinking at 9. You're 27.
Let's say about 10.
About 10. Okay. Are you currently intoxicated at the moment?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Just check. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I mean, we're here to help you.
I might be a little hungover, but I'm not
Gotcha.
intoxicated.
Speaking of which, what is your longest period of abstinence?
I've never been completely abstinent.
Okay. Not even for a day, 2-3 days, or anything?
Now you're talking wine free.
Alcohol free.
We
Or
have
substance
wine every night.
Every night. Okay. Sir, how have these issues affected your daily life? In any way, have they? Or your relationships? Or perhaps your daily functions?
We fight a lot, but it doesn't have anything to do with the wine.
It doesn't have anything to do with the wine?
No,
you think maybe the wine might enhance it?
No,
It doesn't. So the smoke was already there, regardless of whether you drink it or not.
they're not connected.
Okay. Have you ever tried to address your concern? Have you ever tried to address your drinking before, or
No, why should I?
had an issue? Just curious. I mean, perhaps you may have saw upon reflection somewhere in the past where it may have caused you some problems. I mean, like you said, with the accusation of by the law saying that
Yeah, I
you're
got some
driving
problems
while
in my life.
intoxicated.
But who doesn't? It don't have nothing to do with my drinking.
Okay. Have you ever been diagnosed with a mental health condition?
Oh yeah.
What might that be?
Anxiety. Once at work, they sent me to the nurse at the doctor's office because they accused me of being drunk. They accused me of drinking wine during lunch.
Okay.
I guess somebody smelled alcohol on me. Anyway, I blew into this thing and it registered 0. So I passed that, and they asked me to go to the psychiatrist, and she diagnosed me with anxiety.
Okay.
And she asked me the same question. I told her no. Like I keep telling everybody, we're wine connoisseurs.
Right.
That's what you do at night. You drink a different kind of wine every night.
It's part of your culture. It's part of your normal life.
Right.
Okay. With regards to that, when you spoke with the counselor, did you undergo any counseling or therapy sessions as a result, or was it just that one engagement? And
I went a couple of times. She kept asking me about my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, how do you think I feel? I'm down here after work sitting in your face.
Yeah. Well,
She was a young girl too. Like, what does she know about life? She ain't had nothing to tell me.
okay. Are you currently taking any psychiatric medications?
No, they gave me something for anxiety. But I didn't like the way it made me feel, so I stopped taking it. I feel like the wine helps better.
The wine helps better. In what way?
Well, after I have a bottle of it, I feel quite relaxed.
Quite relaxed. Like
Yes.
everything's under control and you're good. As opposed to without it, you're kind of antsy, jittery.
Yeah. About the second one, me and my wife usually stop fighting.
Okay. Because you're both relaxed.
Yeah, or the problem doesn't seem that important anymore.
Gotcha.
Or sometimes we can't even remember what the problem was.
What about when you wake up in the morning? Does it resurface, or is it more like it's just water under the bridge? Whatever happened yesterday, that's done. We're not moving forward.
I would say probably a little bit of crankiness in the morning. She knows not to deal with me in the morning.
Okay. Have you ever experienced suicidal thoughts before?
Oh no.
Okay. Never wanted to harm yourself? And I take it you've never been hospitalized for mental health reasons?
Oh no.
Okay.
Once the police came to our house they said domestic violence. My wife claimed that I hit her, but I didn't. I just swung my arm and she flew into the wall.
You just flung your arm and she flew into the wall.
Right, she flew into that wall by herself. Because she had too much to drink that night.
And had she grabbed your arm and you flung, or?
I don't know what she was doing, but when she said I hit her. I don't remember
And
hitting
you don't
nobody.
recall it. Okay.
All I know is that I lifted my arm and she was on that wall. And I didn't hit her.
Okay.
She was drunk, she fell into that wall.
Were you arrested?
They wanted to arrest us.
Did that, or
They didn't arrest us.
just gave you a cautious warning and told you guys?
They told us we had to calm down and maybe we should separate that night.
Did you?
We just went to our corners.
Went to separate bedrooms and left room. Okay.
We cussed at each other across the hall a little bit before we went to sleep.
Do you guys do that often, as far as like going to your separate corners when it gets too heated?
When she drinks, she bring up stuff.
Mm. How long has that been going on in your marriage, as far as, you know, the arguments and...
Oh, God, since day one.
And how long have you been married?
A long time. At least 10 years, maybe.
Okay.
I don't remember.
You have children?
Nah.
Okay. Let's touch a little bit about your substance use history, that including alcohol as well. I know you spoke earlier about, you know, the frequency of your drinking, and that it being wine. Are there any other substances that you currently use, like say prescription medications, cannabis?
Just nicotine and wine.
Okay. Have you ever used any other substances? Okay.
I wouldn't touch that low life stuff.
Well, I guess in a way that's kind of a good thing that you didn't delve into more harmful substances. However, keep in mind, alcohol is considered a drug, and
yeah, but not when you're a wine connoisseur.
I beg to differ. However,
Okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Absolutely, and I'll just share this tidbit with you. Alcohol is alcohol, no matter the potency of it, whether it's a wine cooler or it's a 30-year-old single malt.
Are you trying to say that I'm a drunk?
I would dare not say you're a drunk.
I go to work every day and I pay my bills.
And there are people out there that do that, but they also acknowledge that they do have a problem.
And I come home every day and I pay my bills in spite of that witch that's living in the house. She's the problem.
Is she the problem?
Yes, she is.
Okay.
Because she's ungrateful and she keep calling the cops and she made me mad that night. I swerved.
Well, that was actually bringing me to my next question, but you pretty much answered it, that you have had some substance-related legal, medical, and interpersonal issues, that being the DUI, you know, unfortunately, the police coming out to break up the fights, the actual fights between you and your spouse.
Those aren't fights, those are disagreements.
Disagreements.
About how she got up against that wall.
Right.
And why she's so damn ungrateful. It's her fault.
Okay.
If the police come, it's because she won't shut up. That's not legal.
Have you ever sought treatment about your drinking, or even about the, like, say, marriage counseling?
No, what I should have done was gotten an attorney and threw her out.
Is there any particular reason why you have not sought legal representation to dissolve the marriage?
Man, she won't leave. She keeps suckering me up. The next day she's like, oh, baby, we can work it out. You know I really do love you. And I fall for it every time.
And let me ask you this, just out of curiosity, does she consume just as much alcohol as you?
She drinks even more.
She drinks even more. Okay.
And then next thing you know, she's hollering, you never loved me anyway. And that's then kaboom.
That just takes it to a whole.
Let's see another police are
off to the races. Gotcha. Let me ask you, Mr. T, do you happen to have any current medical conditions?
Now, the doctor said I had high blood pressure.
High blood pressure.
And COPD. But that's a damn lie. You can't believe nothing they say.
But you actually
outlived
have the diagnosis.
Diagnosis,
Did they run tests?
diagnosis.
Did they run tests?
Oh man, he did something.
Okay. Are you currently taking any medications?
From that quack? No way.
Have you ever taken any medications for an extended period of time?
No, all I need is fresh air.
Okay.
And that woman off my back.
All right. How about any major surgeries or hospitalizations?
Yeah, I got real sick one night. And I was in the hospital for about a week. They never did find out what it was.
Have you been drinking that night?
I don't remember.
No.
I think we had some wine, because we always had wine with dinner.
I always had one.
But then I don't remember nothing, because I woke up in the hospital.
Right. And you mentioned, is it just strictly drinking wine with dinner, or is it wake up in the morning or some during some course in the afternoon and it continues on?
But only
Until
on
after
special occasions.
Is it an all-day thing, you mean?
Only on like Christmas, we might wake up and have mimosas, or the 4th of July, or if it's a nice day.
Okay.
Sometimes even when it's a bad day, we still.
Oh. So it's fairly consistent.
We might have some wine coolers to keep with lunch, but not often.
Have you ever woke up in the morning and taken a drink before you got your day started? Or in order to get your day started? Like you wake up and you just don't feel right, jittery, or...
I've had my days where they say you're chasing the hair of the dragon. I've had a few of those here and there.
Okay. And my last question with regards to your medical history, do you have any history of chronic pain or physical disability of any sort?
Nah.
Pretty fit. Okay. Now I'd like to talk to you about your family and social history. Tell me about your parents, and do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I had an older brother. He died of liver cancer.
Oh, wow. Okay. How old was he?
I think he was in his 40s.
Did he drink?
Occasionally.
Occasionally.
He had a hard time keeping a job. I didn't know too much about him, but he had a hard time keeping a place and a job.
What was your relationship like with him? You guys get along?
More or less. But he was always on the road. He didn't get along with our parents because there was a lot going on in the house in those days.
Tell me about that. How was it growing up with your parents? What were they like?
They like having their friends over all the time. And they were always laughing and falling over the furniture.
So they were drinkers as well, correct?
I don't know. It seemed like they were playing games.
What types of games?
I don't know, but everyone would be laughing. I was never allowed to be there.
Okay. They kind of kept you you and your brother separate from their socializing at the home.
Yeah, I just know their friends would come over, and then there would be this moment where they would start getting real loud and falling over the furniture and laughing.
Do you have any other childhood experiences that you can recall?
Yeah, I remember them screaming at each other in the middle of the night, and always having headaches.
Them always having headaches? Okay. And they did drink, though. You do acknowledge that.
We had liquor in our house.
Okay.
But I don't remember seeing them drinking a lot. They didn't drink wine. They weren't wine connoisseurs. They kept like Cuddy Sark, right? And different kinds of liqueurs. But they kept a full bar. And it always seemed like they were stocking it, but I never saw them drink.
Do you remember who introduced you to alcohol?
I remember just taking it off my dad's bar.
Okay.
He used to send us into the kitchen to get him a scotch, and he would say 2 fingers of liquor, some ice cubes, and a splash of water.
Okay.
And when you were a kid, you would take a sip off of it.
Right. So he had you, and this was like around age 9 when you said you started drinking. So around then, you were fixing your parents' drinks.
Yeah, I was pretty good at it too.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Do you recall any family members with a history of mental health or substance use issues?
They all really struggled to keep themselves together. I don't think it was alcohol and drugs. I just think they were out of control.
How so?
In and out of jail, running up and down the street, acting crazy.
Were they involved in criminal activities?
Oh yeah, some of them, old country folk. Run up and down the road, carrying on, hooping and hollering.
Your parents included? Or
A
you're
little.
speaking about other relatives and
Other
the
relatives.
direct immediate family?
There was always something going on.
Always something going on. Okay, gotcha. How would you describe your current support system?
I'd say I'm the support. They come and get money from me.
Okay. Well, when I speak of support, not just financial support, I mean support with, you know, what you might be going through in life, stress. Do you, like, say for instance, I recall you speaking a lot about the challenges that you and your companion face, the arguments, especially when you guys have had a few drinks. And you, do you have someone that you can talk to about that, or that you have talked to about to like get some advice or
I don't feel
support
like
or
I need to
encouragement or
talk.
anything?
I don't feel like I need to talk to anybody. I need
Okay.
her to go away.
Right. Okay.
I don't need to talk to nobody.
And how would you rate the quality of that relationship with your companion?
Well, she's not drinking. I say it's about a 5.
About a 5 when she ain't drinking.
Yeah.
How about with your parents?
With my what?
With your parents, what would you rate the quality of that relationship?
I'd say about an 8 or a 9.
Okay. What's the highest level of education that you complete?
I finished high school.
Okay. No college, trade school, anything like that? Okay. Did you have any difficulties in school, like say academic or behavioral?
I hated school.
You did?
I left as soon as I could.
What were your grades like?
Yeah, C's,
See, so
D's.
kind of like average or whatever. Did you ever take any tutoring courses, or maybe have a favorite course in school?
Yeah.
Just didn't want to be there. You ready to get to 12 so you could go. Okay. Got it. How about behavior wise? Did you ever get sent to the principal's office for anything?
No more than the other kids.
No more than other kids. Do you recall what some of those instances were that you were sent to the principal's office?
Yeah, talking back.
Being disrespectful.
Being
Was-
disrespectful.
Or-
Fighting.
Okay. Fighting with your peers? Or-
Fighting with peers. Not being able to settle down, hooping and hollering.
Speaking of peers, how did you get along with other kids as you were
fine.
growing up? Did you have like a nice size circle of friends, or
Not a large circle, but I had people would come after school and we would have beers and sit around and laugh and
Okay.
wine.
Do any of those relationships still exist today from your childhood?
One or two.
Okay. How about from like say your teenagers? Because I mean you're still fairly young, 27, so.
Not a
Right.
few.
Okay.
You know, people have had kids and they've moved on. And,
Right. Do they drink as well?
oh, yeah.
How about using other substances? Do they use anything?
Now that I don't know. Because I don't really condone any of that drug stuff.
Right,
It's
right.
strictly alcohol.
Strictly alcohol over here.
Yes, I consider myself to be an upstanding citizen.
Upstanding citizen. And a wine connoisseur.
Yes.
Can't forget that. Not a wine connoisseur. Are you currently employed?
Yes, I work as a day laborer
Okay. How long have you been doing that?
ever since I started working.
Okay. And how satisfied are you with that? Do you have any aspirations to, like, maybe step it up, be a foreman,
No.
supervisor, anything?
I do my 8 and I hit the gate.
Okay. Gotcha. Now, let's talk a little bit about the legal aspect. I know you said you have had some issues with the police coming out. You did have the DUI arrest. Have you had any other issues outside of those that you shared with me that you can recall?
Yeah, once I ran over somebody's mailbox.
Wow.
And she came outside and made a big fuss out of it.
Okay.
I was like, lady, I can come pick your mailbox up any old time.
Right. Did you get a DUI under that one? Or? You got away and they just got a hold of your plates and followed up with you?
I got in the car and went home after I gave her the finger.
Okay. Are you currently on probation or parole?
No, but I suspect things aren't going to go easy for me because I refuse to blow.
Yeah, unfortunately, most likely, according to Maryland law, if you refuse to blow into a breathalyzer when they stop you, that automatically suspends your license. So, with that being said, you may very well have a situation coming up as far as your license being revoked. The good thing is there are ways that you can go about getting your license reinstated after a period of time. And an even better thing is one of them is participating in this program, because what they want to see is, one, an acknowledgement of the transgression as well as a willingness to get some help for it.
Transgression? They're the ones that transgress on me.
Okay. Well, acknowledgement that some alcohol was involved, or, acknowledgement of your holding. How can I rephrase it? They want to see that you're holding yourself accountable for your actions.
Holding myself accountable, I was on my way home.
Right.
It was
But
time for bed.
I'm speaking with regards to going into treatment. Once you've completed a treatment program.
Okay.
Yeah.
Treatment from what?
Explore what may be ailing you.
What be ailing me? I'll tell you what's ailing me.
What?
It's having to be here in this interview.
Well, I mean, I asked you what brought you here, and you said the courts.
The judge.
Right, so it's court ordered. Clearly, other people are seeing something that they would like for you to at least be open to taking.
What does he know? He doesn't know me. And they didn't even want to hear my side of the story.
You didn't get the opportunity to explain it?
No.
Okay. Well, perhaps.
See, what had happened was my shoelace got stuck in the door jamb. And I sort of stumbled a little. And they said that I fell out the car. And I've been to a lot drunker than that before. I didn't fall out the car. I tripped over the shoelaces. So they said they knew. And
that's when they asked to breathalyze you and you refused.
Right.
Okay.
They asked me to do this thing with my arms. And just because I missed my nose, they said that was evidence.
Yeah, field sobriety test.
Right. They said I failed. Now, who the hell could stand there and do that in the middle of the night?
Did they have it on camera? Did they present that in court, the video of it?
Yeah, they did.
Reflecting on that.
Well, the judge didn't want to hear that I tripped over my shoelace.
Right. He didn't want to go for that one.
And he didn't want to hear that he would get dizzy too if they asked him to shut his eyes and stand on one foot. They didn't want to hear none of that.
Right.
He got mad and told me if I spoke out of turn one more time, he was going to give me 30 days. So what could I do but shut up?
Unless you wanted to go do those 30 days.
They didn't give me a chance to explain myself.
Are you experiencing any financial difficulties at this point?
I will be when I pay off the attorney and all the court fees.
Right. Do you identify with any particular faith or spiritual beliefs?
Yeah.
Okay. So, how about, are there any cultural values or practices that are important to you?
Yeah.
Okay. But I have one more question with regard to that. How do your beliefs impact your approach to health and well-being?
I never thought about it.
Never really kind of put the two together. So let's talk about your strengths and coping strategies. What are some of your personal strengths?
I don't mess with nobody. I don't ask anybody for anything.
Easygoing, independent,
Yeah.
self-sufficient. Okay.
And I'm a wine connoisseur.
And how do you typically manage stress?
Wine.
Wine. No meditation or anything like that?
Meditation.
Just
Man, what in the world are you talking about?
It's a good way to relieve stress. It's a healthy
Like
way
one
to
of them
relieve stress.
Buddhists, those Indian guys, that shit you see on TV?
Well, that's where it derived from, but you don't necessarily have to be a Buddhist or Indian to meditate.
What
Those
in
are
the
just
world are you talking
Different
about?
facets of meditation. But we can get into that later on. How do you typically manage stress?
I told you wine. I
I'm
come
sorry,
over,
my bad. I
we
did get that.
crack open a bottle. We swirl it around in a glass because we want to see the flavor of it.
Is that the only coping strategy that you utilized in the past? Just the wine?
Coping.
Like
I
when you're
cope
stressed,
every
when
day.
you're stressed, or when you're angry, or when you're frustrated. What coping strategies do you have
I
outside
don't
of a
even go
glass of
through
wine?
none of that.
You
I
don't?
have wine every night because it relaxes me.
Okay. Okay. So, what would you like to achieve through coming here for counseling?
I got to do what I got to do for the court.
Okay. Do you have any short-term goals?
Get over this legal situation.
Nothing else? How about long-term goals?
Long-term goals? I don't know. Maybe get you people off my back.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, how much is it gonna cost me today?
Well, unfortunately, am not privy to that information. That was something that you'd have to talk to Billy and County about. You could probably speak to the receptionist once our session is over, and she could probably refer you to someone that can give you an idea of that.
That sounds like I'm gonna take a hit, my wallet.
Well, that's a question that I can't answer, sir. But I do look forward to working with you. I hope that I'll see you next week for our session. And at that point, I'd like to talk to you about sitting down and creating a treatment plan. Come up with some ideas of what we can do to help you out.
You're the man.
Nah, you're the man.
Help me find something to tell to that judge.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time, Mr. Tinker.
Thank you, sir.
You can speak to the receptionist outside and she'll give you your next appointment then.
All right, I'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you so much.